Okay, these are the notes for solving systems of both linear and quadratics, and we're going to do this algebraically. So for today, we're doing this by hand, and it's not really all that difficult. All you're going to do is substitute one in for the other, turn everything into a trinomial, factor it, and then find the two solutions. So what happens with these is majority of the time you have a quadratic and a linear equation, a line, and it hits the parabola twice, so there's going to be two solutions. Sometimes you will have a line only hitting it once, so there might be one solution. And then sometimes it won't hit it at all, but you're not going to see that case here, okay? All right, so the way that you do this, I'm going to go to number one. The first problem, y equals x squared plus 3x minus 5, is a quadratic. So that, if we graph it, is going to be a U shape. And the second one, y equals x plus 3, is linear. To figure out where the line hits the parabola, simply take y of the linear, which is x plus 3, and substitute it right here. So you're just going to replace it. So the y that was here is now x plus 3 equals x squared plus 3x minus 5. Now, in order to solve a quadratic, you got to have everything on the same side. So I would bring the x from the left over to the right, and the plus 3. How do you get rid of a plus 3? You simply do a minus 3. Now, you got 0, which is what we wanted, equals x squared. 3x minus x is plus 2x. Negative 5 minus 3 is minus 8. So we need to factor this quadratic. Remember, factoring is two parentheses. How do you get x squared? It's always x and x. Remember, what goes in the last two spots has to multiply to equal negative 8 and add up to a positive 2. Well, the only way to get 8 is 8 and 1 or 4 and 2. But the only way to get those two numbers to add up to a positive 2 is to use 4 and 2. And it should be a plus 4 and a minus 2. Remember, you can do FOIL to double check to make sure that that's correct. X times x is x squared. That would be a minus 2x. That would be a plus 4x. Minus 2x and plus 4x is plus 2x. And 4 times negative 2 is a negative 8. So that is the correct factored form. How do you solve it? You set them equal to 0. So x plus 4 equals 0. Simply bring the 4 over. So one answer is x equals negative 4. So I'm going to put that up here. X equals negative 4. The other answer, just bring it over. How do you get rid of the minus 2? You add 2, so x equals 2. Now, this tells me that I have two solutions. Remember, the solution is the x and y coordinate. I need both the x coordinate and the y coordinate. Well, the easy way to get the y coordinate is to plug it into this one. It's less work. So you're simply going to plug negative 4 right in here for x and do y equals negative 4 plus 3. Well, negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So where does it hit the parabola? One place it hits it is at when x is negative 4 and y is negative 1. That's one answer. Remember the other answer, there's two answers here, is when x is equal to 2. Well, again, plug it into this one. That's the easy one. So y is equal to x plus 3. Well, that's 2 plus 3, which is 5. So the other answer is when x is 2 and y is 5. Those are the two answers right there. That's all you're doing, all right? Let's go to number 2. And all of these are going to look like this. It's not that difficult. You simply take the linear, which is 7x minus 16, and plug it in right here. So you get 7x minus 16 equals x squared minus 10x plus 14. Now, get everything on the same side. How do you get rid of a 7x? Minus 7x. Who does it line up with on the other side? The minus 10x. How do you get rid of a minus 16? Plus 16. Who does it line up with? There you go. So you got rid of everything on the left, which is what you want. You got 0 equals x squared. What's a negative 10x and a negative 7x? That's minus 17x. What is 14 and 16? Added together, that's plus 30. So, again, factor it. The only way to get x squared is x and x. I need two numbers that when multiplied give me a positive 30, but add up to a negative 17. Remember the rule, if it's a minus here and a plus here, both of these have to be minuses. Has to be. What are the only two numbers that I can multiply to give me 30 but add up to a negative 17? It can't be 1 and 30. How about 2 and 15? So negative 2 and a negative 15 give you a positive 30 when multiplied. Does negative 2 plus negative 15 give you negative 17? There's your answer. Okay, so again, to solve them, set them equal to 0. X minus 2 equals 0. What are you going to do to get x by itself? Bring that minus 2 over. So one answer is x equals 2. I'm going to put it up here. And if I do x minus 15 equals 0, how do you get rid of minus 15? Add 15, so the other answer is 15. Okay, so the other answer is x equals 15. But I need the y coordinate for both of these. Again, which one's easier to plug it into? The quadratic or the linear? Always plug it into the linear. So to solve for y on this one, it would be 7 times x, which is 2, minus 16. 7 times 2 is 14. What's 14 minus 16? That would be a negative 2. So y equals negative 2. So the coordinate x is 2, y is negative 2. That's one answer, but it hits it twice. Okay? So the other one, x is 15. Plug it back in here. What is 7 times 15? 35. What's that, 105? So y is equal to 7 times 15, which is 105, minus 16. What's 105 minus 16? That is 89. Sometimes you get bigger numbers, but that's okay. So the other answer is the coordinate when x is 15, y is 89. It'd be tough to graph that one, so those are your two answers right there. All right? And last one. Same thing, they're always the same. Plug the y here, right there. So you got 4x minus 4 equals x squared minus 4x plus 12. How do you get rid of the 4x? Minus 4x. How do you get rid of the minus 4? Plus 4. Plus 4. Alright, these all canceled. So 0 equals x squared. What's a negative 4x minus 4x? It's minus 8x. 12 plus 4 is 16. Go to factor it. What I notice about this one is, first of all, if it's a minus and then a plus, well, they both got to be minuses. I know it's x and x gives me x squared. But 16 is a perfect square. What are two numbers that when multiplied give me a positive 16 but add up to a negative 8? Wouldn't it have to be 4 and 4? So this one's different because you have the same binomial twice. Remember when you have the same binomial twice? That's called a perfect square trinomial, which means you normally only get one answer. Think about it. When you set this equal to 0, x minus 4 equals 0. Bring the minus 4 over, x equals 4. Wouldn't you get the same answer here? So you can't have 4 twice. So again, if x is equal to 4, what's the easy one to plug it into? Plug it into this one to get y. So y equals 4 times 4 minus 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 minus 4 is 12. You only have one solution with this one. It's the coordinate 4 and 12. Because if you solve this one here, you get 4 again, and you get the exact same answer. So what this means is if you graph this one, probably would only hit it one time, like that right there. So there's only one solution to this one. Anytime you have a perfect square, you're only going to get one solution because you're going to see the same number twice. Okay? All right, same thing. Make sure you check the folder.